Hello and welcome to episode 48 of the Apocalyptic Knitter podcast. I'm Naomi and I'm coming to you from Leeds in West Yorkshire, where I live with my husband Craig, my son Brandon and our cat Lego, who is fast asleep upstairs in the office. So yes, it's been about 2 weeks since I last podcast, so this is quite good for me. I want to try and keep up with the every 2 weeks because I feel like it's just enough, and I feel like I've caught up with myself. The last time I podcast, I just had a couple of really busy weekends. So I've had a couple of weekends just catching up around the house, catching up with myself and just relaxing, so it's been quite nice. I'm gonna do my socials. I forget which way it comes up. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I am Naomi Knits. Big Bird on Ravelry, and obviously YouTube, Apocalyptic Knitter. So if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, that would mean the world to me. And I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have liked and commented and subscribed for the giveaway. That's been absolutely amazing. Yeah, we'll come back to that later on because I'm going to do a live draw. Right, this might just be a bit of a quick 20-minute one because we're already at 3 o'clock on Sunday, and yes, I don't know where the weekends go, but I wanted to get this recorded, and then I'm going to edit it sharpish so it kind of goes up before Sunday tea time. Right, what am I wearing? I am wearing, I've worn this so many times before. This is my exposure top by Julie Knits in Paris, and the yarn that I use, I will sit up on the arm of the chair. It's such a great wear it loads and loads and loads. The yarn I'm using is from Hummingbird's yarn. They've changed names now, and I will put the name that they're called for the lovely, I think it's Beverly. Apologies if I got the name wrong. But yes, so this was the Tits Out collective that they had, like the movement that they had with Countess Blaze a good few years ago. And yeah, just my go-to. I have got the wool to make another one that's kind of more dark and moody peacock colours, or purples and greys and greens, but I'll come back to that later on. So shall we do finished objects? So I do have a finished object that I don't have a picture of, but I've sent it to my cousin, and I've asked my cousin if she can send me a picture of her wearing it. So I will put a picture up on I might just put the picture up on Instagram when it comes through. I'm so happy with how that turned out. That was another exposure top, which I did in the Glacier, I think it's called Glacier Ice. I'm not doing very well today, am I? By Yarn Unique. Yeah, I'm just so happy with how it turned out. So yes, I'll put a picture up and that. I do have another finished object. It needs blocking, but it's the ends are woven in. It does need a bit of a block. It's getting a bit curly. This is the I Heart Baby sweater. So cute, and there's the buttons. It just needs a block out, but when it's blocked, it's lovely. It just all kind of straightens out. So I'm gonna see if I can get that soaked tonight. And that pattern, it's a paid for pattern, so I can't really do it, but Pearl and Jane I Heart Baby knitted with DK yarn, and it's just a really enjoyable knit if you've got like baby knits that you need to work on. Now, if you excuse me for a few seconds, I will be able to tell you. Flattering, I'm sure, yes. Because I bought 4 of these balls and I only use a little bit on a separate project. So I didn't even use the second ball. So that was just 2 50-gram balls. And the size I did is the 6 to 12 month. So how many yards was that? God. Oh, it's in German. It doesn't have the yardage. I don't believe. Oh, no, it does. 50 grams is 135 meters. And that was what I used. And it's gorgeous teal, and it's got a bit of alpaca in as well, so it's so soft. And I got that from Loop, I think it's called Hoop Knits in Farsley, not far from where I live, so that's like my local yarn store. So it's good that I actually used that up, and I've still got all that to do another thing with. So I'm going to leave that out to remind me that it needs blocking, and then I'll weigh this and update the spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet which has a full inventory of my stash, which is useful, and I record like the date of when I bought it and things like that. So I might do an episode on that another time. Anyway, so that is my finished objects. Oh, I also finished the pink rainbow stripy socks, which I'll put a picture here of the recipient wearing them, so they fit perfectly and they were made up, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, I feel like I'm tick tick tick, got a few things off the needles, which is really good. I then cast on something. I cast on my Elton, it's called the Elton pullover by Ho Hi Locatelli, and I really love the yarn. I thought that I'll be obsessively knitting on it, but I haven't been, and I don't know if it's because I've just finished a garment and I've been more drawn to just easy knitting on my blankets, so I've just been rolling with it. And I think I don't know what it was really, because so there we are so far. I'm in the middle of a row. Do I have a picture? So again, it's a paid for pattern, so I can't really share much of the details. So it's worked using 4-ply, I'm using 4-ply merino, and then you use like a floofy lace, or you can just use, if you don't want to use fluffy, you can, as long as something that's lace weight, and it gives a very nice floaty sheer kind of fabric. So the main colour You see, this is it. I wasn't sure at first if, when I started knitting it up, I thought, oh, is it too contrasty for what I was after? But this is the first time I've actually seen the fabric up against myself, and I think that's okay. Yeah. So the main magenta, oh look at me, and it's just beautiful, just beautiful. This is from, stick my finger in there so I can put this back in. This is from Vol Zauberweiss, where I got from Berlin Knits. It was on the sale table. I know. And that is 75% wool, 25% nylon, 400 meters, so just like your standard sock yarn. So I've got 2 skeins of this. Put that back in there. And then for my contrast floofiness, come on. Right. For the floofy, this is literally straight into stash, straight out of stash. And this is from the Dye Shack. And it's Surrey Silk Cloud, 74% baby Surrey alpaca and 26% mulberry silk, and it's 300 meters per 50 gram. And I got 2 of those. Now the size that I'm doing, so look. So the pattern says the recommended ease is about 16 inches or 40 centimetres of positive ease. So I'm usually about a 44 to 46 inch bust. But I didn't want to do like a 60 inch. I thought that would be like absolutely like more baggy than what I wanted. And you know what? I can't remember what size I'm doing. That's good, isn't it? I think I'm either doing the 52 inch or the 56 inch. Oh, I've circled it on the other page. So I'm doing size 4, which is a 56 inch. So that'll give me about 10 inches of positive ease rather than 16 inches. So I thought, right, yeah, that'll be all right. It'll still be quite nice and floaty. So, and that's on 3.5mm needles. So yes, I think what my plan is, when I looked at how many skeins that I would need, you know, it starts off the different sizes. It's like 2, 2, 2, 2, and then my size that I'm doing is the first one there, it says 3, so I wonder if it's like 2 and a little bit of each skein. That's my thought process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the body first to get it to the length that I like, because it's like a drop shoulder design, and then whatever wool I'm left with is however long the sleeves will be, because I didn't want it to get too spendy and get 3 of each. And do you know what? I got the magenta. There was only 2 left on the table, and there was only 2 left in the sale basket at the dye shed. So, or the dye shack rather. So that is, I'm taking that as a sign, and that's living in my favourite little cat bag. I love this bag. You know, you get some project bags and you just really enjoy using them. This is by Joanna Borge. Yeah. So that is that. So I've got a fluff, got it, right. So that's I'm enjoying the process. I'm not feeling like a rush to finish that one at the minute. but I know that I am in a weird little bit of it. I've not like lost my knitting mojo, but I'm just kind of, I don't know if it's because I've had like loads of gift knitting and I just want something that's no pressure and to just, so because I don't have anything on the needles that's time limited bound now, I'm just gonna go, do you know what? This is what I feel like working on. I'm gonna work on it. So I am embracing it. This has also been getting a load of attention from me. This is quadrant number 4 of my quadrophenia blanket. And look at that. So the first 3 skeins, the purple, this one, and then this one here, those are the last 3 mini skeins of my 2022 Spectrum Fibre Christmas Advent. So it was really good to kind of get those finished off. And then I just finished the blue. And I don't know if you can see those there. Those are like the minis that I've kind of wound up ready to do that. And then once that's finished, I just sew it up and it's a blanket. Now I found 2 of the other triangles that I've done, and I think the other one is in the footstool, so I'll have to dig that out because I know that I've done it. So yeah, I don't know what size blanket it's gonna stretch out to. If it's a bit too small, this may end up being a little blanket for my princess baby girl Lego, because the blanket that she has on her bed is one of Brandon's blankets from when he was about 4 or 5, so it's 10 years old, and it was like just one of those little ones from Primark or Matalan, from like, which had Fortnite all on it. So I thought it'd be nice for her to have a little something. I know, I'm daft, aren't I? So that is that. I do also like to have socks on the go. So these are my tonic socks. Working my way through those. Same again, they're just commute knitting. No mega rush. There's a rough time line of April, but there's no. So I did a heel flap and gusset heel on that one, and I'm just working down the foot. And that is the Tunics yarn from For the Love of Yarn. So they are going to be size 8. And so basically my cousin, I've got another cousin who lives in New Zealand, so I'm going to do a pair of socks for her, a husband and a daughter, and send them all together. So obviously their winter is when our summer would be in the UK, so I thought if I kind of aim to send them about April, then it'll just be like just in time for when things start getting cooler. I am so proud because I've started a crochet blanket for Brandon. Now, let's have a cup of tea. You might be saying, what do you mean you're proud? Because this is using the advent calendar from the amazing Yarn Inc. So this was the mood board that I absolutely fell in love with, and I was so excited to receive it. And then it kind of started off here and then kind of did like a bit of a full 360. But what it meant was like the first like 10-11 days they're all brown and like beige. And my friend Sammy kept saying, look, I know that like it's not normally your palette. You have to keep reminding yourself that this is going to be for a blanket for Brandon, and he will love those colours. He wouldn't love the colours if I did him a blanket in pink and purple. He just wouldn't appreciate that at all. So there's 24 minis, 24 20-gram minis, and it's DK. And I thought, you know what, I'll wind 3 of the minis up and I'll just do a few. And I cannot put it down. The wool feels absolutely delicious to work with. And I'm trying to be good, and each mini, so I'm doing the Battenberg blanket, and it's like a solid granny square, but I think I'm doing an extra round. I'm doing 4 rounds, and so each mini is about 4.5 squares, but because the colours are so similar on a gradient, I don't want to be left with just lots of little bits, so I'm just continuing, and then I'm just kind of clipping them. Can you see that little stitch marker? And just kind of like putting them in the little 5 bundles. So I've done 5 of those, and then five of the next colour. So as you can see, this one's just got a little bit more gold, but they're very similar, aren't they? And then I've just started, I've done 2 of these, just started, so this is day 3. So I've done 5, 10, 11, 12. These are the next 3, so it starts going into a really nice gold colour. I've noticed that the sun's just gone behind in a really big cloud, so it's gone a little bit dark, but then I am getting the nice natural daylight. Then from those golds, they kind of go into like a more, what I call a more chocolatey brown. But I don't know if you can see, they're a really nice twist, and they literally feel like they've got a bit of silk or something in, or that kind of a cotton. But I've checked the base, and it is just 100% merino wool. And then from that chocolate brown goes here, then a couple of like nice charcoaly greys, some purples, and then like a very soft muted pink, and then back to that original beige. So I'm actually really enjoying it, and I've learned a new crochet stitch, because I've done like ripple blanket, and I've done granny squares, but I've never done these solid granny squares. And I've timed myself. I've now beaten my original record, because the original one was 21 minutes, but today I did it in 15 minutes. So that's 15 minutes times like 5. So it's like an hour and a quarter per mini. That's not bad. Now I do need your help, because what contrast colour do I put with that? I'm thinking either like a soft grey, a medium or charcoaly grey, or like black. Let me know what you think, because I still can't decide, and I'm not gonna get indie dyed wool for that. I'm just gonna get some like Yarn Smiths one, keep the costs down a bit. But no, I'm really happy with that, and I'm really enjoying it, and which is good, because I say when it first arrived I was a little bit, which is ridiculous because the colours are exactly as they were on the mood board, and I'm enjoying working on each one now, which is amazing. So that is what I'm working on, and that is all except the giveaway. Are we all ready? So just a recap of what the prize is. I've thrown in the goodies into this gorgeous tote bag from Northwest Winter Wool Festival. Excuse the door squeaking, that's Craig. And as we said, Red Squirrel and Dune, the lovely Claire, gifted us this gorgeous sock set. This is going to be really hard to give this away because I want it for me, which means I have to buy stuff to buy myself one. So this is Dougie's Night. You get the 100g sock skein and a 20g mini. And we get a notions tin with some lovely notions and some, I bought you some squirrels to go with it. Right. Oh, showing them the wrong way. Because who doesn't need a squirrel stitch marker? So anyway, enough of that, Naomi, just do the draw. So, because I'm not very technical, I'm using this gorgeous cat tin from Sammy, who gave me this, and it was full of chocolate. It's not full of chocolate now. But I put all the entrance names into the tin. Lego thinks I'm calling her for treats. No biscuits in here. So yes, to be in with a chance of winning, you had to put a comment on my thing to say which season that you like. So I've written all the names on. It's really exciting, this. I have one. Oh my gosh! It is Knitting Forecast, Sarah, and you put your favourite, you put your favourite season as summer. And I think she said that in the summer it was all, she liked sitting out in the garden with the sun shining and doing her knitting and all that. So this is going to be on its way to you. If you want to send me a message on Instagram with your address, and I will get that posted to you. But no, thank you ever so much to everybody who's commented. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good fun. And to be honest with you, I think I'm now at 225. So I think I might do another giveaway when we do 300. So we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to call it there so I can get all this tidied away and enjoy my last couple of hours of Sunday. And I hope wherever in the world you are keeping well and keeping safe, and just try and get some of that self-care in. I know there's a lot of rubbish going on in the world at the moment, and my heart goes out to everyone who's affected. So please look after yourselves and each other, and I will see you soon. I will come back in 2 weeks and do another episode. All right, take care. Bye for now.